It's time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Hello, Soul family. Jordan Peterson coming at you live from our Soul Studios here in Pleasant Grove, Utah. Today is October 28th. The month is almost over. It has been just flying by for me. I don't know if it's been the same for you. It's wild to think that it's already been a couple weeks since we had our Soul Ignite event, but man, here we are anyway, and Halloween's sneaking up on us, as is the end of the month. Hope you guys are doing well. Looks like we got a good group with us this morning. As always, chime in. Let us know that you're out there so we can make sure we get your name into the bucket of fun to see if you can win some of our fantastic swag items, which we like to give out. Get you guys hooked up. We got some of these fantastic little Casno water bottles that we'll be giving out today. Sometimes you don't need 64 ounces of stuff to lug around with you. Sometimes you just need something a little bit smaller to keep you through the day. So we got these we're giving out, and then we also have a little mystery item here as well with this bag. These bags are so nice. Your body, your mind, your life, as you can see. And we've got something going on in there too. So we'll get you taken care of for those on with us live today, as well as those who participated in our SN sweeps. We'll get you hooked up. We'll get you taken care of. Don't worry about it. All right. As always, we love to recognize you guys for bringing new people into the Soul family, to have an opportunity to widen our reach a little bit, to help more people and get them in a spot where they can be successful. And we do that in this little segment here we call Rock and Roll. Let's go ahead and jump into it right now. Our top 10 for the past couple weeks. We start with Lisa Knapke. Coming at 9, Maria Balderas. 8, Chris DeVilliers. 7, we have Corinne Lott. At 6, Teresa Choc. 5, Jordana Espinosa. Number 4, Valerie Bledsoe. Number 3, Eliza Endrick. And rounding out our top 2, we have Abigail Frederick. And number 1 is Lydia Ferrantino. Guys, well done. Congratulations. We just love to see you guys continue to help with our mission of just helping as many people as possible. And so reaching out to others, inviting them to join the Soul family, and being recognized here on Rock and Roll is such a great way to do that. So Rock and Roll, as a reminder, it's everybody who enrolls with Soul via trial pack or as a member or as a brand specialist. However you get them in there, we like to recognize you. So well done, guys. As far as information goes, our average enrollment order this last week was $208.51, which is just great because that shows people want to take the products, they want to be on the packages, and they're getting great results because of that. So well done, guys. We like to show you a little bit what we got going on in the world of social marketing as well. Each week we have people that go ahead and post on their favorite social media sites and hashtag it with SN Sweeps. All one word. We're trying to sweep the world with Soul. And they give us some great ideas and great testimonials about how they're using the products and how it's all working. So we wanted to highlight one this week. We have Nicole Patterson coming in talking about Soul Renew. It says, struggling to unwind before bed, discover my secret for calming your mind and centering your body before sleep. Better sleep helps hormone balance, improved mood, mental clarity, weight management, and heart health. Struggling with stress and restless nights? Discover the natural solution you've been missing. Let's talk about the power of Soul Renew. And then it talks about all the different benefits here with the Soul Renew packet as well, with the different ingredients, right? Which is exactly what we're looking for. It gives you those health benefits you're wanting. So sip your way to better health or better sleep with our soothing Soul Renew, right? And that's what we love to see. That's a great one, showing you how easy it is to just post some of these things and let people know what it's all about. And it's so important to let everybody know what you've got, because they want what you have. They just don't know you have it yet, or they're waiting to see how serious you are about it. You see it all the time. People will get into these little fads and they'll start jumping onto these little trains of different ideas. And people just sit and watch and they're like, that one, I don't know. We'll see how long they last before they jump onto something else. I'm not willing to commit while they're just promoting or doing a lot of different things, because if they can't make up their mind, why would I make up my mind, right? And so they want somebody who's being consistent with what they're doing, especially in their marketing. And so as you do that and show up time and time again, you're going to see some great results from that. Coming in with a testimonial this week as well. This came from a customer, which I always love to see. And it ties in with what we talk about here. It says, I'm more stable and seem able to handle the extra stress of working in a fast-paced work and home environment, right? That's what we talk about a lot, the different stress factors that can kind of hinder us a little bit and put us in a weird spot as we're trying to manage our lives. And especially when you're in a fast-paced environment, it seems like everything's coming at you a little bit quicker. We kind of have that magic bullet for people in that they're able to have adaptogenic herbs put themselves in a position where they can now adapt, right? Lives up to its name. And so whatever life is throwing at you, you're able to handle it and be able to move forward. Not that the things coming at you are less stressful or less fast-paced, but man, all of a sudden you are able to adjust to them better and then manage yourself better. And that's what we love about this stuff, right? We're just giving you guys the tools to take control of your health and your life and your stress and put you in a spot where you can now flourish instead of kind of being pounded down by that. So we love that stuff. We also wanted to recognize, we talked about these success keys for the last month or so. In each show, we like to recognize some who have accomplished and received a success key. An email goes out letting them know what they've got going on. But this week, we're going to highlight our health sages out there. And you'll see a lot of names flow through here. These names on here you're seeing have at least 5 soul subscriptions in the month of October from their mentored group. So individuals that they brought in personally to Soul, they have at least 5 of those individuals with a Soul subscription that went out in October. Now, why is that important? And why do we call it a health sage? Well, a sage is somebody who knows what's going on and knows how to do certain things. The best, most consistent way to get Soul products and the most cost-effective way to get Soul products is by being on our Soul subscription. When you first sign up with a Soul subscription, you immediately get 10% off of that first video or that first order. And then from there, it can build. If it's less than a $150 order, it will build up to 15% off each time that Soul subscription is placed. If it's over $150, it gets all the way up to 25% off every month when that Soul subscription goes out. Isn't that awesome? 25% off? Come on, are you kidding me? That's awesome. And the cool thing about that, so we talked earlier about what we're seeing with our rock and roll and our enrollment orders. The average enrollment order is $208 this last week. Now, you put that on a Soul subscription, they automatically get 25% off. Now, what's 25% off of a $200 order? All my mathematicians out there, what have we got? Well, we know if it was $100 off, or $100, they get $25 off, so $200 gives them a $50 discount on that Soul subscription. Now, tell me that's not fantastic, right? And that's what we're looking at. And it becomes so easy for them because now they're being consistent on the products, which means it will give them the greatest benefit of putting themselves in a spot where they have the tools they need to manage that fast-paced lifestyle, everything that's being thrown at them, right? It's taken them their whole life to get to the spot where they're at today with their health, and the more consistent they are with the products, the better they're going to see. And that doesn't mean it's going to take 50 years for them to see the results, right? We're having testimonials come in within days of people taking these products, which is why it's so nice to be able to have that trial pack, that 3-day reset, where they're able to jump on the products, hit them all up for 3 days, and then after 3 days, they're saying, oh my gosh, what is going on in this stuff? I feel better than I have in years. Let's do this. And we're seeing a really nice high conversion rate from those signing up with the trial box to then placing orders and becoming full-fledged members and customers for Soul. So that's such a great way to do it. And the interesting thing, I was looking it up this morning as well. I'm like, I wonder what percentage of shoppers on Amazon have a subscription. Because have you ever noticed that you buy a product and it'll be like, hey, save a little bit of money, 5% or 10% or whatever, by making this a subscription, and then they can choose how frequently it comes, right? And it said today that 35% of shoppers on Amazon are subscription orders. Isn't that crazy? To me, Amazon's a place where I go when I'm like, oh, I forgot to grab something, or oh, that looks nice, I'm going to buy that. I rarely think of it as an opportunity to be like, oh, I'll probably buy this again, so I'm going to order it and put it on a subscription order. But 35% of shoppers on Amazon have a subscription order. Isn't that wild? It's just the way the market's going. It's so convenient, so easy. You don't have to think about it. You know you're going to run out because you're taking it every day, so why not put it on a subscription order? You're going to be able to have that come to your doorstep without even thinking about it. It's so slick and easy. So we absolutely love to take care of that way, right? Perfect. Cindy says the trial box is my absolute favorite. Yeah, it's such a good way to do it. Rosa says fantastic savings and consistently take the products. And that's what we're going to see great things because of it. All right. Now, last week I was gone. I went to visit some family with my kids. They had fall break. They were out of school, so we thought we'd take a quick trip into Nevada to go visit my wife's sister and her husband. And while we were there, it was really interesting. I witnessed a miracle of sorts. And I want to show you this picture to tell you what I saw here. This is a golf green up there by just off of Lake Tahoe. My brother-in-law works up there. He actually works as the head golf pro at a golf course up there. And we were on hole number 2. He said, let's go golfing today. So I said, great, let's go up to your course and let's see it. So he wanted to show off his course a little bit. We're sitting at the hole number 2. It's a par 3, just over 200 yards. He pulls out his club, hits the ball, and it lands right there next to the hole and then goes in. And I was like, I think that just went in. He's like, I don't know. There's kind of some little bit of hills right there. Sometimes you can't see where the ball landed and whatever. I'm like, I don't know. I think that went in. So we walked up, and this is the scene that we saw. You can see he hit that ball, and it landed about 6 inches from the cup and then just rolled right in. And it was unbelievable. Now, for me, I am not a golfer of any degree. I've golfed about, 14 or 15 times in my whole life. It's just not something I've really gotten myself into. He, on the other hand, he got his college degree in golf course management, and he golfs. He says now that he's working there, he doesn't get to golf as much as he'd like, but he golfs, maybe once a week and gets going through that. So then I started thinking to myself, how often are we seeing these hole-in-ones? I thought he golfs all the time, so I thought he must have had a bunch of these. So I asked him, I said, hey, how many holes-in-one have you hit? And he said, that was my first one. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's 38 years old. He's golfed his whole life. He's been on high school teams. He played in college. He plays at the golf course now. This is what he does. And here he is with his first hole-in-one, and it was kind of cool that I was there to witness it. So then I'm like, I wonder what the percentage of hole-in-ones that happen in golf are. So here we go. It says each year, 1 to 2% of golfers make a hole-in-one. And so then I'm like, well, what are the odds of hitting a hole-in-one then? So for an average golfer, a guy who just goes out every now and again with his buddies and golfs, the odds of hitting a hole-in-one are 1 in 150,000 rounds of golf. So that's not 150,000 shots. That's 150,000 rounds of golf. Now, if you think of a round of golf, if you've ever had somebody that you love that goes golfing a lot, how long are they gone for, right? It says the average round of golf is about 4 hours, right? That's an average round. If you're fast, you're in like 3 to 3.5 hours. Some people get a little bit slow depending on what they're drinking while they're golfing and everything else. They get up to 5-6 hours. Roughly 4 hours for a round of golf. So the average person, if you only have 1 to 2% of those golfers making a hole-in-one, the odds are 1 in 150,000 rounds of golf. So 1 in 600,000 hours of golf, they're going to hit a hole-in-one. So even pros, though, these pros, they play all the time. This is what they do for their job, right? So a tour professional, a guy who all they do is golf, their odds of hitting a hole-in-one is 1 in 3,000 rounds of golf to hit one hole-in-one. For an amateur player, we're looking at 1 in about 12,000 to 13,000 rounds of golf in order to hit a hole-in-one. And I was like, man, those odds are outrageous. Yet everybody who steps onto a golf course and steps up to a par 3 thinks to themselves, I'm going to get a hole-in-one right here. Watch this, right? That's why at most golf tournaments, they even have these hole-in-one challenges where if you hit a hole-in-one, you win a car, you win $100,000 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the odds makers, which is funny because that's where these numbers come from, insurance companies will insure those holes. So a golf tournament that's making, charging $10 per person, and they obviously don't have the cash to pay out if they're going to give $100,000 for a hole-in-one. They actually go to an insurance company and say, hey, will you insure this hole for us? And if there's a hole-in-one, then you're going to cover for us. And they say, absolutely. And they charge them a nominal fee because they know that insurance company says the odds are no one's going to get it. I'm going to make money off of this deal by covering you, and we're good to go. Really interesting stuff there. So then I started thinking about, man, how does that work with just business and soul and everything we got going on? Is it higher odds that you're going to hit a hole-in-one, or is it higher odds that you're going to be successful and be able to move forward with soul? Now, the average person needs to see something 7 times before they buy something. They call it the rule of 7 in marketing. Somebody needs to see something 7 times before they decide they're going to buy something and be able to move forward with it. And think to yourself, I see this all the time in myself. I bought a little hunting gadget, and I think I've told you this before, and then I didn't do anything with that company for a year because I didn't need anything else. And they started marketing to me. And I was literally getting 2 emails per day as hunting season came on. And they're like, hey, just so you know, we've got stuff. You need to check this out. And I'm like, I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else. And then finally, I'm like, what are they even marketing to me? Because I would just see it come across in my inbox and I would just delete them. So I finally click on one. And what do I find? Not something that I needed, but even worse, something that I wanted, right? And so I ended up making a small little purchase. It was like $10. It was nothing. But it just helps keep your backpack on while you're hiking and stuff. So anyway, it's just a funny way of working. Like if it's just dripping on you constantly, eventually you're like, what have you got going on? What do you see? And we're seeing that with our social media posts as well, right? You have an opportunity as somebody who does social media marketing, network marketing, relationship marketing, all that stuff. Social media is the way to go. And as you are consistent in talking about what you have going on, you're going to see success with it. We call that Pareto law, or the law of 80-20 is what people call it, where if you do something long enough, eventually you're going to see success, right? And that's what we're seeing in Soul, which is such an exciting thing for us. The key, though, is I went through and I looked it up this morning as I was putting this together. I said, what are some successful traits of those that are successful as big leaders in relationship marketing, network marketing, multi-level marketing? What are some consistent things they see with that? Number one, they say you have to be trustworthy. People have got to want to do business with you. You have to be living a type of life that people say, I trust that individual and I believe what they say. That's the number one thing. And then number 2 coming in underneath that was they just stick with it. They just don't quit. Because eventually, as you continue talking about it and people are sitting on the sidelines watching what you're doing, they're going to say, she must be onto something. God, he must have something figured out because he's been doing this consistently for a really long time. Now, how do we up our odds, right? If you're going to have up your odds of hitting a hole in one, and the odds are 1 in 13,000 as an amateur golfer, or 1 in 150,000 as just an average get out the door and go golf guy, how do you increase those odds? By doing it more, right? And it's the same with social media marketing. If you think doing 1 post a month is good, well, now you've just, looking at that rule of 7, people have seen you 1 time. Now it's going to take you 7 months before you start seeing those customers come in. But if we're posting consistently every day and even multiple times a day, people are going to be seeing you and saying, man, something's going on. This is great. Oh, wow, that struck a nerve there. I like what they're talking about there. That makes sense to me. I'm struggling with that. I can see where they could help me with that, okay? Now, the interesting thing about that, though, the very first thing we talked about was you have to be trustworthy. People have to trust you. Now think of this. If you're going through and you're blasting everything possible all over your social media, and it's hard for them to even figure out what in the world you're talking about and what you're about, that becomes a little bit tricky. Now it's muddy, right? They're like, well, one day she's talking about this, the next day she's talking about that, and then she's talking about this. Like, man, I don't know. They don't seem like they have their act together. I don't know if I can jump into this and want to be a part of this. But if you're being a consistent messenger and you're giving the same great results and talking about the same things and being super consistent with that through the process, that rule of 7 absolutely plays to your favor. And people will say, tell me more. I'm interested in this. Tell me more, right? And that's what we're seeing. That's such a great thing. Now, this ties into what we're talking about. We gave out these pearl jars at Ignite. And the key here is every time you have somebody who joins with you in Soul, whether it be through a quiz or a trial box or the business funnel or a member or as a brand specialist, we're able to move one of these pearls and put it here. Now, if you want to move pearls more quickly, we got to use the rule of 7. We got to get out there and let everybody know what we've got going on, being super consistent with it, telling them about our message, letting them get to know you so they can trust you. And then you're going to see opportunities to be able to move people from that prospect just out there watching you bin to, oh, now they're actually changing their own lives with the tools that Soul Naturals is offering them. And that's such a great thing. And that's the power that you guys have. You have the power to be heroes in other people's lives as you give them the tools that they need. And those testimonies we heard at Ignite were unbelievable. People who were losing hope and finding their health answers and even their business answers. And all of a sudden, here we are. And they're in a great spot because of that. So we love that. So keep on being consistent with that. You have a way bigger chance of doing exactly what you'd like to in Soul Naturals than you ever would hitting a hole-in-one on a golf course. And yet Look how many people still love golf, right? It's crazy. It says the odds are better for more to participate. The more you practice, the better you get with everything in life, right? Terry says, now I want one of those cheese graters advertised on TikTok. Saw that ad so many times. See, I'm telling you, they know, they're dialed in. They're telling you what to see, right? I love it. Chris says, we are selling ourselves. Yeah, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And the more they get to know you, the better position you'll be to be able to help them, right? Magdiel says, emphasis is important when repeating the benefits. Absolutely. Just do it in a natural, normal way, right? That's what I love about that post that Nicole made, right? She's getting ready for bed. She drinks her little Soul Renew before she goes to bed, gets the benefits, bada boom, bada bing. We're in a good spot. Start our day with Cinnamate. It's not some weird ritual that you have to do. You just put some hot water in a mug and mix it up, and off you go. You got the benefits you're looking for. There's so many good things with that. And there's so many cool new studies coming out. I'm excited to share some of that stuff with you as we move forward. So, all right, guys. Well, let's get you guys out of here. I love what you're doing. Let's keep that Cinnamate right there in the screen so you can see what we've got going on. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get you out the door today with everything you need. So this is our SN Sweeps bucket. You see it says SN Sweeps on there for me so I don't forget. This is our bucket of fun for all you on live. We're going to go with the mysterious package here for our SN Sweeps. Again, all you have to do is post something on social media, hashtag it with SN Sweeps, one word, SNSWEEPS, SN Sweeps. Hashtag it, you're good to go. We will find it and we will put you into our little drawing here and get you taken care of. And the cool thing about it is every time you post, we put your name in here. So you post 50 times, you'll be in here 50 times. And then think about it, the rule of 7 in marketing. People want to see it at least 7 times before they buy. And you're posting a lot, people see it a lot, they'll know what you're all about. It's not awkward and weird posts, it's just showing you how you're living your life, doing your thing, and you're gonna see some great results because of it. So the winner we have this past week is Jenny Marcano. Jenny Marcano, you are getting taken care of, my friend. Let's jump on live now with those who are with us. We got our 2 bottles here. And here we go. The first winner is Kim Fick. Kim Fick, we got you taken care of. And next up, we've got Magdiel Upiere. We got you taken care of too, my friend. You're always consistent, Magdiel. I love seeing you on the show. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me live today. We love you. Keep sharing soul, and we'll see you again soon.